Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's her dress.
What the f?
I know.
Okay.
It's a little wild.
Come on.
I mean,
That's
maybe.
insane. Mouse.
It's that. It's like.
Okay. That's a.
In a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Joe Rogan fearlessly delved into the alleged scandalous underbelly of Disney's animated classics, shedding light on what some perceive as a bizarre display of hidden phallic symbols and controversial imagery. As the conversation unfolded, it became evident that Joe wasn't holding back any punches when it comes to throwing shade at the entertainment giant. With an irreverent and unfiltered approach, Joe and his guest, Whitney Cummings, embarked on a journey through the darker corners of Disney's animated legacy. The duo examined the conspiracy theory that suggests Disney animators, dissatisfied with their compensation, covertly infuse their creations with explicit content as a form of silent protest. Joe didn't shy away from expressing his skepticism about Disney's treatment of animators, insinuating that such discontent might have manifested in the alleged provocative designs.
That's someone being sneaky and putting in like a little Easter egg.
Yeah, they didn't
'Cause
get paid overtime.
That's a.
Yeah, and now the Disney employees are trying, or the animators are trying to unionize. I'd be shocked if they succeed.
The discussion took a satirical turn as Joe and Whitney dissect various instances of what they perceive as phallic symbols in Disney films.
Marshmallow cannon?
Well,
What?
But
Hold on. I mean,
Okay.
it should show.
no. Well,
Oh, what?
The banter reached its peak when the duo examines an image of Minnie and Mickey Mouse, debating whether it's a case of artistic subtlety or a deliberate insertion of adult humor.
it's that. It's like,
Okay. That's a. That's 100% a.
The two then reflected on broader issues within the animation industry, slyly suggesting that the purported discontent among Disney animators may have given rise to the alleged phallic designs. He raises eyebrows at the prospect of animators seeking unionization, hinting at a less than stellar work environment in the magical kingdom. Later in the interview, Joe transitions to the realm of South Park, with Whitney praising the show's satirical prowess in skewering societal trends.
Jamie, have you seen the new South Park?
I definitely saw clips of it. I
It
watched
is
the whole
so
episode,
funny. First of all, Cartman has been replaced by a black trans woman.
In any case, the animated show South Park has been hailed for slamming Disney and Star Wars' incessant woke pandering in their latest special. Joining the Panderverse, which aired on Paramount Plus in October, lobbed satirical grenades at the Hollywood film studios over their politically correct casting. The episode parodies the Walt Disney Company, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy in particular, and the perceived practice of producing formulaic films exhibiting forced wokeness for reasons of identity politics. The story depicts fourth grader Eric Cartman as he is transported to another universe. Cartman gets replaced by a black woman, sparking fury among his friends Stan Marsh, Kyle Broflovsky, and Kenny McCormick. But when they question their school principal about the change, he tells them,
I don't see a problem with it at all. And if you boys don't think Eric can be a black woman, then maybe the problem is you.
In one viral clip, Cartman is seen speaking to a therapist about how he believes woke casting is leading to his own friends being replaced by more diverse versions of themselves in his nightmares, before ranting about Lucasfilm CEO Kathleen Kennedy.
I want to scream, and I'm like, why are they replacing every single character with someone who is diverse? But then Kenny's like, it's not our fault, it's because of Kathleen Kennedy. But then Kathleen Kennedy's just like, it, make it more lame.
He later describes a nightmare where he says,
And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down. And then Bob Iger is all like, nah, what's going on with my stocks?
Disney has long faced complaints, particularly from conservatives, at their attempts to try and cater to a more liberal audience by replacing characters from beloved movies and shows with more diverse options. Another clip shows fellow South Park elementary students complaining that Cartman has suddenly been recast as an adult black woman. If you boys don't think Eric can be a black woman, then maybe the problem is you. And asking,
You probably don't like that Indiana Jones got replaced by a female either, huh? Probably have a problem with Black Spider-Man, too.
the school's notorious PC principal responds. Later, when confronting Kennedy, the show lands a small jab at the other side by pointing out that while Kennedy's standards on woke casting are lazy, Cartman points out,
I guess just wailing on woke stuff all the time is pretty lazy too.
now, the South Park parody is not the only thing that has been troubling Disney. Disney has more often than not been accused of allegedly grooming young people. You see, in the aftermath of the passage of Florida's Parental Rights in Education bill last year, a surprising source of controversy emerged. Disney, once celebrated for its family-friendly content, was accused of overtly promoting a social agenda that some parents found objectionable. The controversy centered on Disney's alleged promotion of LGBT characters and themes, with some claiming that the company imposed this agenda on young, impressionable minds. While it's important to emphasize that there is nothing inherently wrong with diverse representation, concerns arose when it was perceived as an imposition on children who may not fully grasp the complexities of these issues. A leaked video call featuring Disney executive LaToya Raveneau revealed her unabashed pride in what she referred to as the not-at-all secret gay agenda. She boasted about intentionally incorporating LGBT couples and innuendo into Disney's animated movies, suggesting a deliberate effort to shape children's perspectives on S. Our leadership over there has been so welcoming to my, not-at-all secret gay agenda, said LaToya Raveneau, an executive producer for Disney television animation. I was just, wherever I could, just basically adding queerness. No one would stop me and no one was trying to stop me. Something must have happened in the last... They are turning it around. They're going hard, Raveneau noted. Another Disney employee, production coordinator Alan March, was caught in a video call advertising a tracker he uses to meet self-imposed quotas for LGBT characters in Disney's Moon Girl TV series. I've had the privilege of working with the Moon Girl team for the last 2 years, and they've been really open to exploring queer stories, March said. I put together a tracker of our background characters to make sure that we have the full breadth of expression with all of our gender non-conforming characters. But having a quota was insufficient in pushing his agenda. It's not just a numbers game of how many LGBTQ+ characters you have, he continued. The more centered a story is on a character, the more nuanced you get into their story, and especially with trans characters, kind of the only way to have these canonical trans characters, canonical asexual characters, canonical bisexual characters, is to give them stories where they can be their whole selves. Furthermore, President of Disney General Entertainment Carrie Burke indicated a goal for at least 50% of new Disney characters to be LGBT or minorities by the end of 2022. This led some to argue that Disney was actively grooming children, exploiting their innocence to push a particular worldview. We had an open forum last week at 20th, presumably Disney-owned 20th Century Studios, where again, the home of really incredible groundbreaking LGBTQIA stories over the years, she said. One of our execs stood up and said, we only have a handful of queer leads in our content. And I went, what? That can't be true. And I realized, it actually is true. We have many, many, many LGBTQIA characters in our stories, and yet we don't have enough leads. In another apparent reference to Florida's law protecting 5-year-olds from S-grooming in schools, Burke added, perhaps had this moment not happened, I as a leader and we as my colleagues would not have focused on inserting more LGBT characters into Disney stories. Going forward, I certainly will be more so. I know that we will be, she said, before pausing to fight back tears. She also reportedly signaled a goal that at least 50% of Disney characters will be LGBT or racial minorities by the year's end. Critics argued that the issue went beyond the mere inclusion of same-sex couples in the background of movies. Instead, they contended that Disney consciously imposed a S agenda on children who may not possess the cognitive maturity to fully comprehend such themes. The fear of cancel culture silenced some parents, making it difficult for them to voice concerns without being labeled as bigoted. As a result, a generation's worldview was seemingly at stake as Disney took an aggressive approach to shaping children's views of S. Disney's proactive approach in molding children's views of S and challenging fundamental truths has stirred controversy. They are unapologetically pursuing the hearts and minds of children, prompting widespread anger among parents. Disney's involvement in political and social matters has become more evident, especially in response to the parental rights and education law. They've vocally opposed the law and made changes within their organization to reflect their stance on gender and identity issues. Additionally, Disney child stars allegedly went through some very horrifying experiences in the House of Mouse. For starters, camp rock star Demi Lovato has made some pretty serious allegations over her time on the Disney Channel between 2007 and 2010. The actor, who made their name on Sunny with a Chance back in the day, claimed on the Call Her Daddy podcast that their struggles with drugs and alcohol came from an attempt to escape her management. Demi said her schedule with Disney was so intense that she would call her mom in tears due to exhaustion. They added, "At a certain point, I was paying for the roof over my whole family's head, and my dad had quit his job to become my manager, so his income was coming from me. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and there was just that pressure of I'm paying for everything, and like I need to keep going because if things start to disappear, so does the finances. Demi went on to say that she was barricaded in her hotel room by someone on her own team and banned from ordering room service, which exasperated her eating disorder. She claimed her manager at the time didn't let me have phones in my hotel rooms because they didn't want me to call room service. Demi said, I didn't have food in my hotel room like snacks in the minibar because they didn't want me to eat the snacks. My security guard walked by my room and was made aware that they had barricaded me into my hotel room. They put furniture outside of my door so that I couldn't get out and sneak out and eat if I wanted to. It was that level of controlling when it came to my food, which just made my eating disorder worse. When Demi asked for treatment for her eating disorder after she vomited blood, she was allegedly refused as she was not sick enough. Additionally, Wizards of Waverly Place star Selena Gomez said she signed her life away to Disney at a very young age when she didn't know what she was doing. The Naturally Hitmaker said she is sometimes triggered by her Disney past, and in her My Mind and Amp Me documentary in 2022, compared a bad interview with her time on the network. She said, "Do you know how cheap it makes me feel? She's asking me questions, like good ones, and then she didn't even pay attention to what I was saying. I don't want to do that ever again. I feel like a product. It was making me angry. You know what it is? It made me feel like Disney." She added, "I just spent years of my life trying to not be that, and I effing look like a witch with the outfit, doing it all with the wand again." Another child star who spoke about the evils in Disney was Cole Sprouse. Though The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody star Cole Sprouse doesn't regret his days on Disney, the star confessed that he was forced to financially support his irresponsible mother with his paychecks from the network, and the star struggled to separate his public and private life. He explained, "My public life has been a mess of showing my awkward teenage years and all this sort of stuff to the world, and I think it's a total natural consequence of my upbringing to feel a little nervous about vulnerability and connection when it came to romantic partnerships." In any case, aside from the alleged grooming agenda and exploiting its child stars, Disney has also been exposed for having a secret world beneath the Walt Disney Magic Kingdom. The sights and sounds of Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom are iconic and resonate with millions around the world. From the thrilling theme park rides to the enthusiastic cast members donning costumes and welcoming kids across the diverse themed lands, the illusion of stepping into an imaginary realm is remarkably seamless. To safeguard this enchantment, Disney took extraordinary measures, and one of the most fascinating aspects is the existence of underground tunnels beneath the Magic Kingdom. Disney's concern was rooted in the fear of a young parkgoer accidentally glimpsing Mickey Mouse on a lunch break, potentially shattering their belief in the magic of his creations. To maintain the mystique, Disney devised the utilidor system, concealing the everyday lives of workers from parkgoers. Since 1971, a sprawling 9-acre tunnel complex beneath the Magic Kingdom in Orlando, Florida, has allowed costumed cast members to move discreetly from one area of the park to another, evading detection by visitors. This concealed labyrinth interconnects locker rooms, dining halls, rehearsal spaces, and even ATMs. Before the Magic Kingdom in Florida materialized into the beloved park we know today, Disney had already left his mark with the construction of the 1955 Disneyland Resort in Anaheim, California. Noticing a clash between the futuristic Tomorrowland and the Old West-themed Frontierland, Disney decided that his next project needed a tunnel system. Legend has it that while walking the grounds of his Anaheim park, Disney observed a cast member in cowboy attire strolling through Tomorrowland. For Disney, this seemingly innocuous occurrence was unacceptable. He was adamant that the magic of the Magic Kingdom should remain seamless. The vision for his next venture in Florida included a network of secret utility corridors, the Utilidor, designed to separate visitors from employees. However, the challenge arose when the water table in the Lake Buena Vista area and Florida in general proved too high for traditional underground construction. In a stroke of ingenuity, Disney addressed the swampy terrain by creating yet another illusion, building the Utilidor at ground level and concealing it beneath the park itself. To execute this plan, Disney enlisted the expertise of retired Army Major General William E. Joe Potter. A veteran of the Army Corps of Engineers and former governor of the Panama Canal region, Potter had previously collaborated with Disney on the construction of the New York World's Fair of 1964. In 1965, when Disney purchased approximately 25,000 acres of land in Florida, he turned to Potter for assistance. The former Army official led the construction of the 1967 project, overseeing the uprooting of trees by bulldozers while carrying a gun to ward off snakes. Potter's knowledge from the Panama Canal, where stagnant water led to malaria, played a crucial role. He advised Disney to keep fountains running constantly to repel mosquitoes. Potter's contribution went beyond transforming snake and alligator-infested wetlands into well-organized grounds. It extended to the ingenious tunnel system for Disney. The construction involved building the tunnels first, upon which the rest of the park was constructed. By incorporating an imperceptible incline leading onto the grounds, visitors wouldn't realize they had ascended an extra 15 feet when stepping into the Magic Kingdom with the tunnels below. The ambitious project required workers to excavate 7 million cubic yards of soil from the Seven Seas Lagoon to cover the Disney tunnels upon completion. The Utilidor proved to be so impressive that it must have been a challenge to keep it a secret when the doors to the park finally opened on October 1st, 1971. With the Magic Kingdom fully operational, cast members were thoroughly educated about the layout of and access to the Disney tunnels. While the entrances to this Utilidor system aren't overtly hidden, they are strategically placed in key areas of the Magic Kingdom, exclusively for employee use. Covering 9 acres, the Utilidor boasts a vacuum-assisted trash disposal system, eliminating the need for traditional garbage trucks. Its circular route connects the park's themed lands from Adventureland and Fantasyland to Liberty Square and Tomorrowland. Main Street USA serves as the central hub, leading to offshoot tunnels connecting Frontierland and Fantasyland. The Utilidor accommodates Disney cast members, electricians, delivery personnel, and maintenance crews. An automated vacuum-assisted collection garbage disposal system installed along the ceiling propels trash at a remarkable 60 miles per hour to a central processing station. Any blockage in the system is swiftly resolved by placing a rock in the AVAC to push aside the obstacle impeding the flow. Beyond basic functionality, the Utilidor is a comprehensive complex. It includes the Mouseketeria, a space where employees dine during lunch breaks, a Kingdom Cutter's makeup and salon station, locker rooms, and even a rehearsal space. Additionally, the central operations room controlling the entire park's animatronics and lights is located in the Utilidor. One might aptly label the Disney tunnels and their ingenious construction by Potter as the beating heart of operations at the Magic Kingdom. It is the hub for transportation of cast members, garbage disposal, park operations, costume changes, and lunch, a testament to the meticulous planning that goes on behind the scenes to maintain the magic. Since its introduction upon the park's opening in 1971, the Utilidor system has experienced minimal changes in terms of function. For instance, the park's character zoo, initially housing 1.2 million of the Magic Kingdom's costumes in the tunnel system, was eventually moved to an above-ground warehouse in 2005. Despite these adaptations, the Utilidor remains the clandestine engine that powers the Magic Kingdom. In fact, over the years, various rumors have circulated about these tunnels, some even connecting them to dark tales of child tea and kidnappings. Recently, a significant human tea operation unfolded in Florida, resulting in the arrest of 219 individuals. Among those apprehended were 3 Disney employees, a school athletic director, and a father who left his 1-year-old child at home unattended for inappropriate activities, according to authorities. The operation, conducted undercover over 7 days earlier this month, led to a total of 44 felonies and 242 misdemeanor charges against the suspects. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd revealed these findings during a news conference, emphasizing that 35 of the suspects were suspected to be in the country illegally. Out of the suspects, 83 individuals were charged for soliciting P or attempting to negotiate S acts in exchange for money at the undercover location, as reported by the sheriff. In a case linked to Operation Traffic Stop 2, Freddie Escalona, 30, and Maria Guzman, 36, faced severe charges related to human tea, with the operation starting on September 19th. In addition to these charges, another 17 suspects were accused of collecting money from prostitution or aiding prostitution in their activities. Notably, the undercover operation exposed the involvement of 3 Disney workers, including a security guard, custodian, and training coordinator. Sheriff Judd made a lighthearted remark, stating, "What would an op be if we didn't arrest someone employed by Disney?" And it's no surprise Johnny Depp allegedly brought all this to light, considering he was once with someone accused of grooming. Author Jessica Reed Krause shared these allegations in her House and Habit Substack, shedding light on Amber Heard's involvement in escort handling and hosting S-parties involving influential individuals in the Los Angeles area. Krause's accounts draw eerie similarities with the case of Ghislaine Maxwell, who faced legal consequences for comparable behaviors. The alleged actions of Amber Heard and the subsequent trial against Johnny Depp caught widespread attention. Various witnesses came forward recounting unsettling experiences and raising serious concerns about Heard's actions. The Substack author has reported facing threats from bot accounts and suggests that Amber Heard's close circle is actively engaged in damage control, aiming to ban accounts and halt the release of further incriminating information. These developments hint at the possibility of deeper trouble for Amber Heard. Johnny Depp, known for his exceptional acting and dedication to his roles, once pushed the boundaries for his iconic portrayal of Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean. Despite initial resistance from Disney executives, Depp was determined to create an unhinged version of the character. He shared, "This sounds weird, but Captain Jack was born in a sauna. I figured this guy has been on the high seas for the majority of his life and therefore has dealt with inescapable heat to the brain. So I cranked the sauna up to about 1,000 degrees and sat in there as long as I could until it started to affect me mentally." Depp's dedication to transforming into the character involved enduring various challenging situations. He even went through a dental transformation, installing gold and platinum veneers on his teeth, despite initial discomfort from the producers and Disney executives. Producer Jerry Bruckheimer was slightly uncomfortable and the Disney executives weren't exactly enthusiastic about it. "I said, look, these are the choices I made. You know my work, so either trust me or give me the boot." And luckily, they didn't. While the transformation came at a cost and required intense procedures to remove the veneers later, it undoubtedly elevated Jack Sparrow into one of Disney's most iconic characters. Amidst a barrage of revelations, ranging from Joe Rogan's expose on Disney, allegedly embedding graphic images as Easter eggs in movies, to the unsettling accounts of former child stars detailing the dark side of their experiences within the franchise, the enchanted facade of Disney is swiftly unraveling. The discovery of clandestine underground tunnels beneath the Magic Kingdom adds yet another layer to the complex narrative, reshaping our perception of a cherished childhood symbol. In light of these revelations, one undeniable truth emerges. If these claims hold any merit, the House of Mouse will undoubtedly face a reckoning from the discerning court of public opinion. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.